Students, so in the previous chapters we have learned about the motion of object and force as the cause of motion. So we have learned that a force is needed to change the speed of direction of motion of an object. So we always observe that an object dropped from a height falls towards the earth. We know that all the planets go around the sun, the moon goes around the earth. In all these cases there must be some force acting on the object, the planet and the moon. So Isaac Newton could grasp that same force is responsible for all these. So this force is called the gravitational force. So in this chapter we shall learn about gravitation and the universal law of gravitation. So we shall discuss the motion of object under the influence of gravitational force on the earth. So we shall study how the weight of a body varies from place to place. We shall also discuss the conditions for object to float in liquid. Gravitation. So we know that moon goes around the earth. An object when throws upward reaches a certain height and then falls downwards. It is said that when Newton was sitting under a tree, an apple fell on him. The fall of the apple made Newton start thinking. He thought that if the earth can attract an apple, can it not attract the moon? Is the force the same in both cases? So he argued that at each point of its orbit the moon falls towards the earth instead of going off in the straight line. So it must be attracted by the earth, but we do not really see the moon falling towards the earth. So let us discuss the universal law of gravitation. So in our solar system all the planets go around the sun. By arguing the same way, we can see that there exists a force between the sun and the planet. From the above fact, Newton concluded that not only does the earth attract an apple on the moon, but all the objects in the universe attract each other. So this force of attraction between the object is called a gravitational force. So what is universal law of gravitation? Every object in the universe attracts every other object with a force which is proportional to the product of their mass and inversely proportional to the square of the distance between them. The force along the line joining the centers of two objects. So this one is an numerical representation of universal law of gravitation. So let two objects A and B of masses capital M and small m lie at a distance d from each other as shown in the figure. So let the force of attraction between the two objects be F. According to the universal law of gravitation, the force between two objects is directly proportional to its product of mass. So F is directly proportional to product of its mass. F is directly proportional to capital M into small m, and the force between two objects is inversely proportional to the square of the distance between them. So F is inversely proportional to d square. So by combining this we got F is proportional to capital M into small m divided by d square. Now by using a constant F equal to g m by d square. So where g is constant of proportionality and is called universal gravitation constant, or universal law of universal gravitational constant g is equal to f d square by capital M into small m. So g is called universal gravitational constant. So this one is the universal law of gravitation, and the SI unit of g can be obtained by substituting the unit of force, distance and mass, and that is Newton meter square per kg square, and value of g is found by Henry Cavendish, and the value of capital G is equal to 6.673 and into 10 to the power minus 11 Newton meter square per kg square. So there are some importance of universal law of gravitation: the force that binds us to the earth, the motion of moon around the earth, the motion of earth around the sun, the tides due to the moon and sun. So these are the importance of universal law of gravitation. Thank you.